Welcome back, family, to Northside LDN. And today we've got a heated debate after Arsenal won 4-1 against Newcastle. I got my guy Hooks here. How you doing, Hooks, bro?
Boy, I'm great, man. I'm great. I might have to become a top gooner today because what I saw yesterday was a bit magical, man. Man. Yeah, now I'm in a good mood, man. I can't lie. A great way to end the weekend. And I can't really complain, man. Can't really complain. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm about to see Top Gooner Northside because I don't think there's anything that you can do about today.
I told you it don't exist, man. Keep trying. It don't exist. Until we start winning major honors, my chest ain't coming out. I'm telling you that now. But listen, let's get into the Newcastle game before we get into some of the clips and some of the outlandish stuff that I saw online from some Arsenal fans, even though we did perform really well. What was your thoughts against Newcastle, bro?
So before I get into the game, first I just want to say big up to all the fans that went to the stadium because the atmosphere was electric. Like it was absolutely insane. Like even before that as well, like the pre-game was wavy, had man like Getz come out, do his little speech thing, promote his album. I was like, yo, that's wavy. And then they played the pre-match, the build up to the game, the video that Getz did the commentary for, and man's in the stadium and all man's like run up the steps like Rocky Balboa. Yo, man heard the beats, it was crazy. And then they're playing Getz tunes from his new album. I was like, okay, this is what my club is about, the streets. Then, you know, we get into the game and pretty much from the first minute we was on them. Like, you know, we was playing with intent. Like the intent was so clear. The press was crazy. In the first, like, I'd say maybe 10 to 15 minutes of the game, we forced so many mistakes from Newcastle just because of the press. And then obviously, you know, we got the scoring started. You know, when in the ground, it wasn't so clear that it was an own goal. I thought it was Gabriel, but it turned out to be an own goal. And then from there, we just killed. It was like, we just chefing them up, man. And it's good. Because you know what, F Newcastle. I don't want to lock off your monetization, but F Newcastle, man. Man, we want the revenge, man. Cause what happened do you know what? Yeah, it's not even about what happened at St. James Park. It's the reaction or after that. Because all of a sudden, Newcastle fans became rivals with Arsenal fans out of nowhere. All of a sudden, all the media wanted to jump on Arsenal's back because we was complaining that the ball went off when the ball went off, and then you had idiots like Gary Neville trying to do reenactment of what happened. Never seen that before. Only happens to my club. But yeah,
you're coming with this one now. You're coming with this one now. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, we put them in the morgue. That's what we did. We put them in the morgue.
No, but what did you mean it only happens to this club? The other teams not get decisions go against them? Why is it?
No. Other teams get decisions that go against them, but you don't see Gary Neville all doing up Hollywood on the sideline. Yeah, this is where the ball was. Like the ball was hit. Is this off? Like, by the way, Kildy didn't even place it in the right place. So it's cool, man. Like, I'm not one of them gooners that think the world is against them, but it's clear, yeah, that a lot of scripts are written to jar the Arsenal fan base, because they know when you jar the Arsenal fan base, you get all the engagement online. And all them engagement adds up to numbers, which adds up to impressions, which adds up to moolah. So, you know,
because you're still sat here talking about that old Newcastle game. We moved on.
No.
Don't move on. You know what I mean? You guys keep talking about all the times that we were wronged. You guys are like a woman that got broken up. Like the guy told her, yo, babes, I don't love you no more. She's still crying because she wants him back.
No. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Yeah. I don't talk about my old babes for no reason, innit? But if I'm walking down the street and I see my old babes, I'm gonna remember, no? Like it's gonna get triggered back into my brain. So that's all that happened, bro.
I'm different. I prefer not to remember. For me, it never happened. You know what I'm saying? I prefer not to happen. But in the game, though, you felt like we played very well. We played Newcastle off the park.
Very, very well. Played them off the park. We played with a lot more speed than we did against Porto. It's why this is why, yeah. Even though the Porto game was embarrassing, I just didn't want overreactions in it, because a part of me knew that this would happen. I didn't think it would be 4-1. I predicted a 2-1 win, but I knew that we would respond. And you know what? I knew we would win because I was at the ground. And when I go to Premier League games, we don't lose. So, by the way, I already knew we'd win. But yeah, we killed them off, man.
What do you mean by overreaction against Porto? Because I think there's a lot of us that have been calling out that the bench has not been addressed. There's a lot of us that said that we needed a striker, and a lot of us said also when teams nullify our way of playing football, we don't have a plan B. We don't have a way to break them down. We can't rise to the occasion. A lot of these players don't like getting roughed up. Odegaard doesn't like it when you've got two players on him and just, dragging him to the ground or making tactical fouls. These are things that we called out and said it wasn't addressed. A lot of us got called toxic and negative for calling that out. Now, up against Newcastle, they didn't impose anything that Porto imposed. They didn't really play a low block that we couldn't break. I think in the second half, they opened up. They started committing players forward, even when they made substitutions to get Isak off. You know what I mean? And I think these are why a lot of people that think like me are very skeptical about this team, because Newcastle allowed us to play our game. Once again, I said against Burnley and West Ham that those are teams that allowed us to play our expansive football. They allowed us to get space in behind. And when we have space, we're dangerous. When we don't have that space, and when we have to look to the bench to get into a game, what is the plan B? How is he going to change it up? And that is still a big question to this manager, bro, because we weren't nullified by Newcastle. Newcastle did nothing. We absolutely slammed them because they allowed us to. But how is this team going to react when we don't have space in behind? When we do have to rely on Nketiah to get us a goal? That filo da puta was rubbish. That jazz from flipping Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that filo da puta is trash, bro. You cannot rely on him for a goal. ESR still looking like a pot-belly Gordon Ramsay. Do you know what I'm saying? Reece Nelson, do you know what I'm saying? Man looking like a B-Tech cash-tastic, bro. You can't rely on that filo da puta. So these questions are still here, bro, because Newcastle didn't make us rely on the bench. They didn't nullify the way that we played our game. And again, in games like that, obviously we're going to win. And we're going to win convincingly. But how are we going to react when we come up against low blocks? I'm still questioning this manager. So when you tell me about it's an overreaction against Porto, we've been saying this from the start of the season. What is our plan B? Why is the bench not fixed? We've been calling this out. And because we were winning games, a lot of people told us, oh, you're being toxic and negative. So what is an overreaction to Porto?
I don't know, man. The way that people were, you know what? Yeah, it's I don't know. Maybe because I'm not so connected with other teams' fan bases. I don't know. Maybe this is something that just happens in all fan bases. But for some reason, whenever Arsenal lose, it's like everybody gets amnesia. Like it's like immediately amnesia. Like people forget about all of the good things that we've done prior. And do you know what? Sometimes even some of the good things that we do inside of the game, it's like because we lost, amnesia. Like it's revert back to we're just super dead. Like and that's what I mean by overreaction in it. So like I don't feel like, so I'm not necessarily saying that people can't react about the game, but assuming that a loss will derail us, which a lot of Arsenal fans did do, I think is absolutely crazy. Look, man like Husam, yeah, don't worry. I'm about. But yeah,
big up Northside, man. But yeah, carry on.
Yeah, I think just I don't know, it's hard in it because obviously different Arsenal fans want different things, right? But as we can see, and do you know what? Actually, I'll ask you a question. The lineup that we played in the Newcastle game, if we played that lineup against Porto, do you think the game would have gone different?
Listen, in terms of controlling the midfield, I thought Jorginho should have started against Porto. And I feel like with Havertz, people are... Listen, that was his best game that I've seen from Havertz. But Havertz is inconsistent. He's inconsistent. How many games this season have we carried him? I think he scored 5 goals in 20-odd appearances. You know, and for a player that only offers you goals, he doesn't score enough goals and often enough. Even that chance he had against Newcastle, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, you got to be burying that. If all you're bringing me is goals, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, you got to be slotting that. And listen, he did offer more yesterday. He was running about, a lot more energetic. His passing was better. But still in front of goal, can you rely on him to score you goals consistently? No. And when he doesn't score goals, he doesn't really offer you much. You know what I'm saying? So this is the frustrating thing. Listen, Havertz did a lot better than he usually does, but this guy was still struggling to control the ball. At times, he was still getting in the box and falling to the ground. There's still parts of his game that are frustrating because I don't think he's all that. But like I said, he's not a player that's going to guarantee you goals. And when he doesn't guarantee you goals, what is he going to bring to the team? He's not amazing link-up player. He's not somebody that can hold the ball because he gets barged off the ball very easily. He's not someone that's going to score week in, week out, like someone like a Bruno Fernandes, for an example. He's not great at many things, but he's pretty good at getting XG. He's pretty good at getting goals and assists, even though he's not the best at playing little triangles and linking up play. He excels at one thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And for a player that's not complete, just like Havertz, you need to be offering me a lot more goals because you don't offer me much more. And he's not a consistent goal scorer. Huh?
He's a Swiss Army knife, man. He's
someone. Okay. He's versatile, yeah? Versatile.
Yeah, there we go. He's versatile. And you know, I just want to do a slight correction. He scored 7 goals for us this season. You know what? Yeah.
Is that enough?
I remember. No, wait. I just want to. I remember. Yeah. At the start of the season, when we first signed him, a lot of people said, all I want to see at minimum is he gets the same GA as Xhaka. That's what a lot of people said. He's now 2 goals off of what Xhaka got last season and 5 assists off what Xhaka got last season. So I will, when he gets those numbers, because I think he will, I see no reason why he wouldn't, I will be there. I will be there. A lot of people call him Donkey. I call him Don Kai. You know what I mean? People that know me.
But Xhaka's not the level, though. But you're talking about Xhaka like Xhaka's the level. Xhaka ain't the level. First of all, yeah, Xhaka overall going forward is a better player than Kai Havertz. And when people are saying the minimum that we can get is Xhaka, is because they know that he wasn't worth the £65 million. If you're paying £65 million for a Xhaka that went for how much to buy Leverkusen? What, 20, 30 mil? That's an indictment of how high you look at Kai Havertz's ceiling. You should be saying, if you're buying a £65 million, which is our 3rd highest signing, you should be easily saying he should be doubling Xhaka's return. He costs more.
Not in his first season.
But what do you mean first season? He's already at the Premier League, though. So you can't be giving me the first season stuff because he ain't come from abroad.
I don't care about what. Well, Chelsea is the place where offensive players go to die. So I don't care about Chelsea, bun Chelsea, all of that Chelsea thing is dead. And
so
in the last,
did we from Chelsea? Because Willian didn't work out.
No, but we saved him.
David Luiz didn't work out. Peter Cech didn't work out. So why are we going back there? Like, you already knew the guy ain't good enough. You can't give me a one season. I give 1 season, yeah, when the player's coming from a different league. When a player's been in this league for years and is costing that much money, our 3rd highest signing, I'm sorry, I don't care about what Xhaka did last season. You better be giving me a better return than Xhaka. Otherwise, what was the point of getting rid of Granit Xhaka?
That was Xhaka's 7th season with Arsenal. 7th. It's his final season, right? His best numbers in his final season. If Kai Havertz in his first season with Arsenal can do that at a minimum, because that's the minimum, because that's his floor. That's what his floor should be. His ceiling will come a lot later into his contract. Because remember, we don't spend the 65 million for 1 year. The 65 million is for the whole time that he is here. So we should judge him until he leaves.
No, we should judge him now because he was part of the reason why we hit FFP apparently, and we couldn't go out there and get a striker. So if he doesn't deliver, yeah, he's hindering my club. And when you're talking about XG doesn't tell you that he can't trap a ball, he can't control a ball. XG doesn't tell you, yeah, that a lot of times when he runs around, it's very flimsy if he gets touched by the defender or a tactical foul. XG also doesn't tell you the amount of times, yeah, that this guy is in front of goal and he scuffs it. How many headers did he get against Porto and he didn't bury it?
But that applies to other men.
That's not good enough of a return. Like, overall, as a player, you're talking about ceilings, yeah? Loads of players had ceilings. Bojan was supposed to be the next Messi. Did he hit that ceiling? Januzaj was supposed to be the next Messi. That's what the papers were saying. There's loads of players that got loads of hype. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that they reach their potential. It doesn't always mean that they reach their potential. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when you're looking at Nketiah, oh, he's young, bro. The guy's going to hit 25, bro. Has he reached his potential? The guy's a bum. That Philo is a bum, bro. Some broadcast B-Tech J Huss, bro. That guy, that Philo
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. There was no one angrier than me when we gave him the contract extension. There was nobody. Like, the only thing I will give him, and I was speaking to my boy about it yesterday. The only thing I'll give him is he's the leading goal scorer for the England under 23s. But then that just shows you that it doesn't carry over to the Prem, right? So yeah, like I think his level is Crystal Palace or West Ham, but he's definitely not a level to be on the bench for Arsenal. But he's probably here because he's probably a lot easier to convince to be a bench player. It's very hard to convince strikers to be bench players, and I guess if you can convince Eddie and Nketiah to stay on the bench and come on here and there and cause a bit of problems, whatever. But I personally think that he leaves in the summer. The same with Reece Nelson, who I wasn't too happy that he got a contract either, but he's probably going to go in the summer as well. So yeah, don't worry, man. We're getting there. We're getting there. And you know,
let me give you an example. Yeah, if you know Partey's injured, have you been happy with relying on Rice filling in?
Yeah.
You've been happy, yeah.
Yeah. I've been. I feel like Rice has arguably been the most consistent player in the Premier League this season.
Would you say you feel like that if Jesus and Trossard are out and we can only play Havertz through the middle, to the end of the season, do you trust Kai Havertz to get you over the line and give you the level of performances that Declan Rice has had when we've missed Partey?
I think it's hard to do that comparison because
no, it's not. You don't rate the player.
Wait. No, do you know why?
Then it's dumb.
No, do you know why? Do you know why? Because there's a lot of similarities between Partey and Rice. They're not too far apart in terms of the way that they play. Whereas Havertz and Trossard are very different profiles. The same with Havertz and Jesus. They're very different profiles. So
yeah, but if you're playing him as a striker, you care about the XG. Strikers live off of goals, and you're telling me that you're more than confident that he will get Xhaka's XG. Yeah, cool. Yeah. If you play him up front, he should be getting more. So if you rate him that highly, you should be happy with Havertz playing as a striker to the end of the season. The reason you don't is because you know he's never shown
and
that he's the gunman.
Let's not push the boat out too quickly. I actually am now thinking maybe we should play him in the number 9 for the remainder of the season and play someone else in the 8, because I feel like he is more comfortable starting in the 9 and drifting back into midfield than he is starting in the midfield and pushing on forward. So, and look, off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure whenever he started as a 9, he scored. I'm pretty sure. He's only started a few games as a 9, and whenever he started as a 9, I'm pretty sure he has scored. So I'll give him maybe, if you give him a 5-game run in the number 9, I'm pretty sure he will give you better numbers in terms of XG than the likes of Trossard and Jesus, in my opinion.
Cool. Okay, cool. So if we don't win the league, don't come complaining to me, telling me, oh, but we needed a striker. If you're telling me as a 9, he's able to score consistently, I don't want that used as an excuse if we don't win the league. Then
I'm not gonna make, bro. I'm not these guys. I'm not these guys. I'm not. Look, yeah, it's already.
He's trash, man. I'm sorry. How about this? Trash,
man. Nah,
he's
believe,
trash, bro.
Nah, man, believe.
He's trapped. Believe in what, bro? I see with my eyes, bro. You know when you go power league, yeah, and you can tell, you never seen these ballers in your life, but you can quickly identify who's a baller, who's not, bro. And you can already see their strengths, bro. This guy, yeah, for me, Havertz, I'm not taking away from his performance against Newcastle. He had a very good performance, but at the same time, I can say he had a good performance. I can still say he's not a creator because he ain't a creator, and he's not gonna back the chances, like he's not going to be clinical enough. And let's keep it real. The reason I'm talking about this is because against Porto, even against West Ham, not the last game when we smashed them, the game that we lost 2-0, yeah, we had 30 shots on target. When our system is nullified, we need players that are going to score out of nothing. And the thing is, we don't have individuals that can score. This team,
I think Saka's that person.
No, he's not, bro. No, he's not.
Man.
No, when does he score out of nothing? He doesn't. He scores when the system is flowing. He scores something. Against Porto, why didn't he score? Against West Ham, why didn't he score? Why? Because our system was nullified. He always looks for Odegaard. One thing I will give Saka praise yesterday is he actually took on his fullback. The thing is, we got too many. Our front three are too predictable in what they do, and that's why it's easy to defend against them. Saka always looks for Odegaard. I gave Saka a lot of praise yesterday because he actually took on the fullback, left Livramento on his ass, and then slotted it bottom corner. But he needs to be doing that consistently. Most of the time, he looks for Odegaard, and when Odegaard which dropped an absolute stinker. That absolute bum dropped another stinker again. Yeah. Most of the time, if he can't find Odegaard and Odegaard's getting played out of the game, Saka don't do nothing. Saka doesn't do. He doesn't take on his man.
Wait. Do you think Odegaard dropped the stinker? You're talking about Porto, right?
No, I'm talking about sorry, Odegaard dropped a stinker yesterday against Newcastle.
Whoa! See, this is what I brother man. This is one thing. Yeah, I think the TV doesn't do justice to a lot of players because I tell you what, yeah, Odegaard was everywhere.
No, he was, bro. No.
He was everywhere, man.
No, he wasn't. Every time it was the final ball, he didn't release it. Martinelli so many times was in the box waiting for the final pass, and he was divering. There was another chance that Havertz was waiting for the ball. He literally, Odegaard won the press, yeah, got the ball in the box. Havertz was there by himself. He took so long to release the ball to Havertz, which would have been 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, yeah, that the flipping Newcastle defender got back and covered Havertz. If he would have released it first time, Havertz would have scored, bro. Havertz had enough chances to even have a hat-trick yesterday, bro. Odegaard was shocking, bro. Shocking.
Nah, man, that's what I mean. The TV does not do certain man justice because the TV, for the most part, will follow the ball. But a lot of what Odegaard did in that game was off the ball. Like, out of possession, he was insane. Retrieving the ball back, he was insane. A lot of the pressure that was on Newcastle was because of him. And let's be fair. This is actually one of the few games where I've seen Odegaard release the ball a lot quicker than what he does. There was a lot of times where he was actually playing passes through the lines. So I don't see that from Odegaard too often, innit? So don't get me wrong. The moments that you mentioned, cool. Those are L's on his part in it. But let's not let those L's completely override everything else.
What position does he play?
He's in midfield.
Okay, number 10, yeah?
I mean, depending on the shape.
He's a number 10. You know he's a number 10. What is the job of the number 10? What is the job of the number 10?
Man, let's not do this.
What is the job of the number 10?
To be a creator. Essentially, effectively, to be a creator.
And every opportunity that he had to create and release one of our front three when they were in dangerous positions to score through on goal or 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, he didn't release it fast enough. So ultimately, it's not good enough. This is the reason why when we had Lacazette and he had all the work rate and link-up play, ultimately he was deemed not good enough when he was scoring 13 goals in the season, 14 goals. Because certain positions, bro, you have to do what is required of that position. If you're a striker, you need to bag goals. If you're a number 10, you need to be creating chances. And when you see clear-cut chances, and I'm not saying that he missed it once, he missed it all game. All game. That is why Jorginho's getting so much praise, because Jorginho from deep, he was seeing the runs. Jorginho was the one providing for the front three, not because of Odegaard. We won despite of Odegaard's performance, bro. Let's keep it real. He wasn't as creative as Jorginho, and Jorginho was playing deeper than him. That's embarrassing, bro. Like, how are you not, bro? And the thing is, yeah, when everyone was giving Odegaard praise, yeah, against Burnley and West Ham, he was doing the things that I said he was doing. He was releasing the ball faster. He was getting assists. He was transitioning the ball a lot faster, being more effective in the final third, and still getting back and defending, bro. And this is the thing. You're the captain. You have to be the example. Oto cansado de this filo da puta, always dropping stinkers. For 2-3 games he plays well, then he drops another stinker. You are the captain. I'm tired of this guy, bro. This flipping Nick Carter, B-Tech Nick Carter from Backstreet Boys. Oto cansado de filo da puta, bro. You are the captain, bro. How many opportunities are you going to let slide, bro? Because against better opposition, you won't be able... We may lose. We may lose when he doesn't release the ball properly. No, I'm done with this guy, bro. This Norwegian fraud, bro. I'm done with this guy, bro. Like, honestly, like, he's too inconsistent. He's too inconsistent.
Did you see his little back flick? You see his little back flick? You see it?
Talking about back flip.
Did you see it though? Did you see the touch? Nah, his touches are insane, bro. I'm sorry. Like in terms of the creator thing, like I think that's very unfair on Odegaard, because Odegaard is one of the few number 10s in world football who part of his job role in the system is you have to he has to get involved in defensive play. Like he's like a box to box number 10. Like he has to be everywhere. Like he has so many defensive responsibilities. He has so much responsibility when it comes to triggering the press. He actually sets the tone for the other players. He actually makes it so other players are like, okay, Erdegaard is pressing at this level. Okay, I need to get to that level because you know what I mean. That's what my captain's doing, and that's how you lead by example. You lead by example. So, would I like Erdegaard to get an assist every game? Yeah, cool. Why not? Would I like him to create more chances? I think he creates a lot of chances anyway, but would I like him to create more clear-cut chances every game? Sure. Why not? But I can apply that to anyone in the team. I can apply that to anyone in football.
No, but the fact is, you're saying that he's doing defensive work. We still saw chances and opportunities where he could have just played a simple pass and he didn't. Yeah, at the end of the day, no matter that he was defending and helping the defensive structure, he still managed to get into positions where Havertz was waiting on the ball unmarked. Martinelli was waiting for the ball unmarked. Saka was waiting for the ball unmarked, and he didn't release the ball. Yeah, that part of his game has to be criticized because it ain't good enough. You are the captain.
Is that exclusive to Erdegaard?
No, bro. He does this a lot. He does this a lot. He goes on a good stretch of games and he starts dropping stinkers, bro.
But is it exclusive to Erdegaard? But is it exclusive to Erdegaard?
What do you mean? Is it exclusive to Odegaard?
Like, I'm pretty sure that's like a thing that just happens in football. Like, players don't have top like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 games every game. Unless I'm confused and I'm missing something. Like, there is room.
Not as regular as he does it.
Nah, man. Because you know what? Yeah. Because earlier on, you bigged up Bruno. You picked up Bruno, and I think that might be a little bit.
I didn't pick up Bruno. Bias. I made a comparison about a player that is limited in many areas and only is good at one thing, and that was what I was comparing Havertz. I even made the comparison to Havertz and Aubameyang. Aubameyang didn't offer you nothing but goals. So when the only thing you thrive in is goals, then I need a load of goals from you because you're not giving me anything else while you're on the pitch. You're not integral to the way that we build up play. You're not integral to the link up and the passing. So if you're only going to bring me goals, then you better be scoring me a handful of goals to justify you being in the team.
So who's the number 10 that who's the number 10 that, okay, so let's just say we've been given some sort of special treatment. Erdegaard broke his leg or whatever. He's out for 9 months, and the Premier League and FA, all of that, they've allowed us to make a signing. Who is the number 10 that you want instead of Erdegaard?
I don't know. I'm toxic and negative, and I'm not a scout.
No. I ain't said that. I ain't said that. They ain't left my mouth. I want to know on a footballing level, innit? So I want to understand like how what your footballing brain is like. Like, who would you want as a number 10?
I don't know. I haven't looked up who I want. All I know is what I want from my number 10. And my number 10, when he's in dangerous situation, he needs to release it and play the ball into the players that are in dangerous areas. It's all good getting back and defending, but I'm sorry, Odegaard didn't have a great game. And I've been critical of Jorginho, so I can give praise where praise is due. You know I don't rate Havertz. I said he had his best game. Saka as well, I don't think was as effective as he needed to be up until the goal. I think at times he wasn't the best, but he scored. He took his goal very, very well. He gets props. Kivior's been playing very well. I don't rate Kivior. Kivior played very well, yeah, and I gave him props. I'm just saying, bro. Like, at the end of the day, I'll give props if I see that there's props. You know, if it's worthwhile. Like, at the end of the day, I don't feel like Odegaard played well. I don't think I think Jorginho played well, and he was the one that was integral to everything that we created.
He was my man of the match, to be completely honest. Like,
he was my man of the match.
He was. It was actually insane. Like, it made me think, why have we not just played this double pivot throughout the whole season? Like, I'll keep it. So actually, I know he's had been carrying an injury, which maybe does make it a bit hard for us to play him regularly. But maybe we need to find another player in that sort of model. So going forward, we can just always play the double pivot. But then maybe that's what Partey was meant to be with Rice. So yeah, hopefully when he comes back, we can actually see that a double pivot of Partey and Rice, and maybe that's what gives us the greatest chance to try and win this league, right? Because to win this league, we do have to win all of our remaining games, and then that doesn't even guarantee anything. So yeah.
Yeah, listen, let's move on now. I've got some clips here. I want to get your take. I want to get, you know what I mean? Some people in the chat are getting a little bit rattled. It is what it is. If they think a number 10's job is just to help the defensive structure and not be creative, when he's supposed to be the link from, he's supposed to be helping and linking up the defense and the counter attack to the attack. And in numerous occasions, he doesn't release the ball. If that's good enough for them, cool. End of the season, don't give me no excuses then, innit? You know what I'm saying? Don't give me no excuses. Do you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. We keep it moving because I don't care. Let's go.
Before I say anything, comment below if your team has a plus 30 goal difference. Comment below right now, because this is the greatest title race in Premier League history. 3 world-class teams, 3 of the best teams fighting for the title. When have you ever seen this? There's 12 more games left. Wow. If you don't know who this guy is, get to know. We've scored 18 goals from set pieces this season. And it's because of this guy. This is why you pay money for a set piece coach. He's the difference. I remember they all laughed at us. Why is Arsenal signing a set piece coach? This is the reason why. Arteta is a genius. Arteta is generational. He does stuff like this. We just keep on battering teams. That's 25 goals in our last 6 games. Let me say that again. That's 25 goals in our last 6 games. I'll give you one more stat, guys. Arsenal have scored half as many Premier League goals in February as Man United have all season. You know how embarrassing that is? I'm telling you guys right now. Name a team right now that's going to win the Premier League ahead of Arsenal. You can't even name one.
Bro. This B-Tech, Nipsey Hussle, Filho da Puta is chatting rubbish. How is Arteta generational when we ain't even won nothing? Because we're applying the pressure and we're in the title race.
Generation, calling him generational now is a bit mad. But I do think you have to give him props for being in a title race with Liverpool.
But calling him generational, this is why I get these Filho da Puta, this guy with his submarine head, bro. I'm sick and tired of this crap, bro. What is he talking about, bro? That do-rag is tight, but bro, that do-rag, yeah, is stopping the circulation of the blood to his head. What are you talking about his generational? We ain't won nothing, bro. We ain't won nothing. We're in the title race. Would you call Poch generational? Because he was in the title race. Ole finished second one season. Is he generational? These are managers that never got it over the line. We have not yet got it over the line.
Yeah,
we've not yet got it over the line. And Porto exposed a lot of deficiencies in this team that I was calling out and I was getting called toxic and negative. End of the day, the bench ain't good enough. You can't rely on the bench. We won yesterday despite of the bench, like we did against Burnley, like we did against West Ham. Yeah, we still ain't got a striker. So what are we talking about generational? Because he got a set piece coach. I swear every team in world football has a set piece coach. What's he talking about?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing as well. I was a bit confused by he went a bit. He swayed off a bit with a lot of points. Like the generational thing with Arteta. I don't think you can call it generational yet. But it's like I don't think you can call Saka world class yet. But they're on the way. So obviously they got to start. We got to win. I think if we win that Premier League, then maybe you can start calling them generational. But until then,
one Premier League is generational.
No. Wait, hear me out. Okay, maybe one. Maybe one's not enough. Okay, I think if he can win the Premier League this season, and then next season he can be in a title race and go far in the Champions League, and maybe win an FA Cup and a Carabao Cup, then that will be like what, three trophies for Arteta, who, bearing in mind, this is his first ever job. People seem to forget this, and it's so crazy. Like, man will be like, oh, but Carlo Ancelotti does this, and oh, but Klopp does that, and oh, but Pep does this. But by the way, this is his first job in management. So obviously, unfortunately for us as Arsenal fans, he has to do a lot of learning on the job. Whereas obviously a lot of Arsenal fans want something now, but it's just part of the parcel, right? And then what this guy said at the end, fraud. About we're third favorites in this title race. So for him to say what he said at the end is absolutely crazy. But I know why he says it, because the proof is in the pudding, right? Because we're now reacting to this, right, on your stream, because it will get him views. He's chasing the views. A lot a lot of these it's not even just Arsenal fans, a lot of football fans just in general on I'm assuming this is TikTok, just say wild controversial things just to draw in engagement. I would be very surprised if he genuinely believes that last statement, and if he does, he's an idiot.
No, he said not to listen to his opinions on TikTok, his raw opinions on YouTube. So he's using TikTok literally to spew out rubbish to make money off of Arsenal fans. But apparently, people like myself are toxic. Really, I give my real opinion whether you like it or not, and I say it for the betterment of this club, whether you like it or not. So it's crazy, bro. It's absolutely crazy. For me, generational. Even winning one Premier League ain't generational, bro. You got to do a lot more than that, bro, to be generational. Generational. I think the word like generational and world class get thrown out way too quickly. Even the conversation about is Foden or Saka world class. This is what I'm saying. People are way too quick to be giving people these tags when they haven't really earned their stripes to have that. Like Foden is a bad boy player, but he's not a player that is relied on week in, week out by Man City, even though he's a great footballer. Saka has not led us to win a major honor. Neither of them are world class. They're very, very good players, but neither of them are world class. Do you know what I'm saying?
Saka's dragged us out of the mud, though. I'll have to say he hasn't won us. He hasn't won us a major honor yet. But one thing that Saka has done is at times he has carried Arsenal on his back. Like all you have to do.
But that doesn't make you world class, though.
Oh no, but I don't think he's world class. But I think he's on the way to becoming. I think the only thing that's missing from him becoming world class is the major honors piece, because he's made improvements when it comes to GA. So he's getting more effective on the pitch. That's the only thing that's really missing is what have you won? That's the only thing that's missing. So when he gets that,
I got a couple of requirements to call a player world class. Yeah, I need you to be winning major honors and be pivotal to your team winning major honors. Yeah. I need you to be putting up top assists or goals consistently at the top level. Yeah. And those are requirements that I need, and I need a whole body of work. I need to see all of this consistently. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't say you can't, because for example, if a player wins a Champions League with his team, but he was on the bench or he's only playing 30% of the games, for me, that doesn't make me say that, all of a sudden you're world class. You wasn't pivotal to your club winning those major honors. Do you know what I'm saying? You played a part, but you weren't instrumental to your club, to your team getting over the line. You wasn't putting up world class numbers. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm sorry, like that's my requirements anyway. Like for me, I just don't give out world class just like that. But yeah, man, listen, this guy's a fraud anyway. He's there with his submarine head, bro. I'm sick and tired of this guy chatting rubbish, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro. This guy wants to be the East African Central Sea. This guy's a bum, bro. Absolute bum. Let's move on anyway, because he's got more rubbish that he wants to talk. Let's get this submarine head on.
I just don't know what more to say. I've celebrated enough today. Now you guys have to appreciate greatness. 4-0. I said 4-0 before the game started. It's 4-0 now. All of you guys laughed. Geordies, where you at? We are simply going to win the Premier League and the Champions League. No one's stopping us. Guys.
Bro, the East African Craig David, bro. Nobody's stopping us, apparently. Nobody's stopping us. Nobody's stopping us. Well, Porto stopped us. And apparently these men wanted to mug off Porto and say that, they're the Champions League Burnley. Well, really? We beat Burnley 5-0. How come we couldn't even score one goal or have one shot on target against Burnley? Like, come on, man. Let's just keep it real, yeah? Like, everything ain't fixed. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything ain't fixed. Look, Arsenal are a very good team in the Premier League. Yeah, we've got no history in Europe, and it shows. It shows. It shows when we lost to Villarreal. It shows when we lost against Olympiacos. It shows when we lost against Sporting. And the reality is, in the league, we're very good. But when you nullify our system, we ain't got match winners like that, bro. We ain't got like a Salah. Somebody's going to get a goal out of nothing. Somebody's going to bag you goals regardless, even if your team's playing crap. We don't have that. We have players that play very well once the system's playing well. That's the reality of it, bro. And we've left ourselves short by not addressing the weaknesses of last season.
He's the reason, why at the end of the season, I'm going to get trolled. Even though I didn't say this, he's the reason why I'm going to get trolled at the end of the season. The same reason why I got trolled at the end of last season because of that idiot from AFTV that printed out the shirt. Remember the shirt he had with Arsenal at the top of the league?
Oh yeah, Sonic Circle. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's like I get trolled because of these people, but these are not my beliefs. Like, it's so crazy. Do you know what? Yeah, just in general, any season, it's crazy to just assume that your team is going to win the Premier League and the Champions League. But to say it in this season, with all the context that we have, especially after what you just witnessed happen to Arsenal versus Porto, after being on the back of winning 5 straight games, to just throw it out there, to just say it, like, it's crazy. It's actually crazy. But you know what? You already said to me that this guy, he doesn't put his real opinions on TikTok. So for me, that's fraudulent. That's super fraudulent. Like, this guy, do you know what? I don't like to hate on people, but I would strongly suggest that people don't follow this guy's TikTok. Just watch him on YouTube. Because if these aren't his real beliefs, what are you watching it for? What, to find ammo to shoot me with? Allow it, man. Nah, I killed it, man. This guy's, what an idiot, man.
Welcome to the real, man. Come over to the real. We say it as we see it. You know what I'm saying? We say it as we see it. And like I said, bro, even players that I don't rate, if they have a good game, I'll tell you they had a good game. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think Jorginho's the be on end all, but he had a very good game. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think Kivior is of the level, but he had a very good game. Do you know what I'm saying? So even when players that I don't necessarily rate play well, we'll say they played well. Do you know what I'm saying? When Odegaard was sourcing against Burnley, I told you that I said on my match reaction, Odegaard played well, bro. When he played well against West Ham, I said he played well, bro. There's no reason for me to say that player's not playing well. I got no agenda. My only agenda is for Arsenal to be great. That's it. Do you know what I'm saying? And any player can get the smoke, bro, because the club is the star, not the player. If you're not playing well, I'm going to call it out. If you're not doing things that I want you to do, I'm going to call it out. Because I put my club first. I don't put what top gooners say first. I don't put what the club favorites are. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I love Saka. Do you know what I'm saying? But Saka, up until the goal, I don't feel like he was having a great game. Up until that goal. Then he took the goal, cool. For me, his ratings after went up because then he started performing. After he got the goal, he started getting more into the game. But I got no agenda. I don't think Martinelli was that great against Newcastle. I don't think he was that great. But at the same time...
He wasn't great. But the one thing that I will give him is I was seeing a lot more of what I wanted to see from him playing as a winger. So he was actually using his pace. He was trying to beat his man with pace. He was trying to get to the byline and whip the ball in. He was being a lot more unpredictable than what we usually see, which is receive the ball, run forward for a bit, stop, try and cut in, pass the ball, or turn backwards, pass the ball. I saw more than that yesterday. So I have to give him that. And to be fair, he had a few chances where maybe he could have scored. I think it was unlucky when the header that he tried to get onto that went over the bar. But yeah, I was seeing effort. That's my minimum requirement from anybody. Just show me desire on the pitch. Show me energy. Show me that you want to do something. Otherwise, why are you there? You might as well be on the bench. And I think yesterday, that's what he showed, man. So if I was to give him a rating for his whole performance, and it's probably why he got taken off, I would say maybe like a 6.5. But that's a lot better than what he was against Porto. So, yeah.
Next one.
Can we go all the way this season? It's still very, very tight up the top, but we're in there. We're not even, I wouldn't say hanging in there. We are seriously in there, just waiting. If anybody slips up, we're ready to pounce. You know, and as they said, you know, we've got games coming up with Man City, got to play Liverpool. You know what I mean? There's lots of different scenarios. Can Arsenal this season do what they couldn't do last season and go all the way?
I think they're set up to play in a way that you've got this kind of longevity of performance, because he's put more of a framework in place. That last year it was more down to the enthusiasm. We all got carried away, and I remember exactly this time last year was the Bournemouth game, which was a terrible performance. But what got us through was this just sheer enthusiasm and will not to lose. Whereas
Man's put up a framework that we can have more consistency. Cool. Did he not play Trossard through the middle last season? Did he not have a bench that he doesn't utilize and doesn't use, even when, especially when the going gets tough? He brings them on when we're winning games and we're smashing teams, but he doesn't rely on them. We made one sub against Porto. So what is this framework that he's put together? I don't understand that. I don't understand that, bro.
I think what he's trying to say is so last season, and I do think this as well, I feel like a lot of it was excitement. I feel like we just came out at the beginning of the season with such high energy that it kind of took everybody by storm, including the players. And I think that they was just playing off of being gassed. And eventually the gas ran out. That's what I believe. Whereas I feel like this season, and it's a bit hard to explain, but I think you see it a lot more when you look at us defensively. The way that we set up for games, there's a clear system in place. Like the system is very clear to see. So that's what I think he's trying to say. I may be wrong in thinking that's what he's trying to say, but
he spoke on the manager and he said this season he's implemented a system that gives us longevity. Okay, cool. When we run out of steam like we did against Porto, the manager makes one substitution in the 74th minute, yeah, to bring on Jorginho, and we still don't even get a draw. So
I don't think we ran
out. About running out of steam. You talk about running out of steam. That was a game that we ran out of steam. We were nullified. What was the plan B? Explain to me what's the plan B.
So it's hard for me to answer that question because the way you posed the question is that we ran out of steam. But I don't think we ran out of steam. I think what happened is we went to Porto and we just became 11 pussios on the pitch. Like pretty much that's what it was. 11 pussios on the pitch. Like I feel like the players got so shook by whether that was the occasion, whether that was the way that Porto was playing, or maybe it might have even been the approach, the game plan for the game. Because maybe it's clear that Arteta was like, okay, cool, let's not go gung ho, and maybe his communication instilled fear into them. So I think they was very fearful in that game. I don't think it was a matter of running out of steam, because I don't necessarily think any of the players looked like they was out of gas. I just think that they weren't ready for the occasion and they prepared incorrectly, and Porto just executed their game plan better. So
nothing's changed from last season. That is my point. When things go sideways, he still doesn't rely on his bench like he didn't last season. He still doesn't rely on his bench. This season, we implemented a controlled style of football, and we've reverted back to the football of last season. We still haven't just getting a striker. So what is he doing differently to get us through these games? Yes, you can talk to me about the defensive setup. Yeah, but we needed to win. We needed to at least get a goal back here. We lost against Porto, and we were heavy favourites against them. Player for player, we have better players. Yeah, and a lot of people would say that we got a better manager. A lot of Arsenal fans would keep Arteta over the Porto manager. So we're the better team. We've got the better players. We spend more money than Porto. Why? How come am I still seeing that this manager has no clue how to get back into a game when they're put in two low blocks, 2 banks of 4, and they're playing the dark arts? What is he doing differently that he didn't do last season? I'm seeing the same. When the going gets rough, he's doing the same.
But I'll give you but truth be told, let's remember, this is his first season in the Champions League. As a manager, this is his first season managing in the Champions League. So there's a lot of that dark art stuff. This is all new to him. So I will reserve my judgment until we come up against that again and see how he behaves then. Because I would expect him and his team to have analyzed what happened in that game, take it away, and then, for example, if we go to an Inter Milan or an Atletico Madrid or a Lazio or a team like that will probably do the same, see how he prepares for that game. But I can't judge off of one game. It's an anomaly. I can't do that because we faced low blocks before in the Premier League and we've won games. So it must just be something to do. It just must be a different thing, right? So I have to wait until there's more data. So if he faced this last season when he was in the Champions League, then cool. But he wasn't in the Champions League last season, so he didn't face this. So I have to reserve my judgment. Not saying that anyone's wrong here. I'm just saying, me personally, I have to reserve my judgment.
I don't know. Did Aston Villa not play a low block when they beat us 1-0? I don't think they played expansive football. I felt like they played counter-attacking football, but they were sitting in deep a lot of the time. We struggled to break them down. We lost 1-0, didn't even score a goal. What about when we lost against West Ham? You know what I mean? We wasn't able to break them down. 30 shots on target, 30 shots overall, and we wasn't able to break them down. So there are examples of when we come up against a resolute team, we struggle to break them down.
But we wasn't clinical. So I think it's different. Like, for example, in the West Ham game, we should have won that. Like, we should have won it. But we just wasn't clinical. in the Porto game, I don't think we should have won the game. I don't even think we deserved a draw. Like, we played so poorly. Like, I don't know. I think we're not making good comparisons here. But I understand the overarching point. But I just think we need to give him. There needs to be more sample data before I can actually reserve judgment on his Champions League setups. But
let's move to the next.
What a freaking performance, guys, honestly. I know a lot of people brought it up today, but like one thing you really want to take away from today, this place is I don't know if I can cuss on here, can I?
You can cuss.
It's a fucking fortress, baby. It's a fortress.
It is.
Clearly a dignified team that comes and plays at home at a fortress.
Yeah.
Kivior is clinical. Comparing him to City, I think he's pretty much Arsenal's version of a Kanji, bro. This big, stocky guy that can play versatile left side in the middle, that is really just like provides that strength to our team. You know, a lot of pundits, I see Neville saying we gave up a lot of grit, we gave up a lot of flashiness and a lot of like sexiness for that grit. Oh, we're winning and we have that grittiness.
Yep.
We have that sexiness and that grittiness, and it's a pleasure to see it. You see things coming together. I really think Kivior is the number one for this team. Everybody likes to shit on Zinchenko, but he honestly deserves it. We can have that strength and that versatility, and I think we can bring both to the table.
Comparing Kivior to Akanji.
I don't get the comparison. I think it's a weird comparison because, correct me if I'm wrong, when Akanji plays on the left, he inverts, no? I'm pretty sure. When he plays either side, he inverts, no? But Kiwior can't do that, and that's been proven. So that's why I think the comparison is weird. But aside from the comparison, I think the stuff about the Emirates being a fortress and us being gritty while playing sexy football, I can agree with those statements. But I think the Akanji comparison was a bit, and
it's clinical. He's scored
clinical. Oh, yeah, clinical. But it's weird. I don't know what does clinical mean to a defender. Like, how is a defender clinical? How can a defender be clinical? Because when you say clinical, naturally, I just think of your ability to finish chances. So yeah, I don't know. That was a bit weird as well. But yeah, and also, I still think that our best option to play left back outside of probably Timber, because there's not there from what I saw in preseason and the first game that he played in the Community Shield, that's the only data I have. It's not a lot of data. But outside of him, I would say Tomiyasu. I don't know where he got this Kiwior thing from. I would rather play Tomiyasu left back than Kiwior, in my personal opinion. And I think
in, man. Listen, he played decently, yeah. I don't rate the player that highly, bro. I don't rate the player that highly. Of what I've seen of him, at times I've seen him get skinned one-on-one. He is better defensively than Zinchenko. And there's no surprise that when you play a proper defender in the left-hand side instead of Zinchenko, that is a number 10, that's where he plays for his nation, you get better results defensively. But to compare him to Akanji, since when? Since when? What is this guy talking about? Since when, bro? This guy looking like some B-Tech Linkin Park Filo da Puta. What are you chatting about, bro? What are you talking about?
That is a bit.
Is he even anywhere near Akanji, bro?
Yeah, it's
This is where I get annoyed. This is the overpraising, bro. Say that he had a good performance. I said he had a good performance. He's not been one of the players I dug out against Newcastle, but saying that he's a level of Akanji, and this is why Arsenal fans get smoked at the end of the season, yeah, because it's this over gassing. Listen, we haven't seen enough of Akanji. Sorry, not of Akanji, of Kiwior. Just chill. Do you know what I'm saying? The player's playing well. But let's not go on like we ain't seen him 1v1 at times also getting skinned. Like, come on, bro. Like, what is this guy talking about, bro?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably this is probably one of the things that gets a lot of people riled up about Arsenal fans, right? Is how quickly we are to gas up not irrelevant players, but players that probably, if you go back 5 games ago, 6 games ago, this guy probably would have been slewing Kiwior. And that's the thing, like we're so quick to go from slewing a player and a player being crap to, oh my god, this guy is so nang, he's the greatest, he's like blah 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 blah. So this is why no man can ever come for me, because I've been consistent about Kai Havertz all season. He's been the guy for me. I've been riding out in his corner, so no man can come with them. But yeah, we need to learn from our mistakes as a fan base. And as Arsenal fans, we should try our very best to keep other Arsenal fans in check when we see craziness like this.
We try, man. We try. Listen, we got this B-Tech Mac Miller talking rubbish. I don't know what he's chatting about, bro. Because listen, Mac Miller, I don't know what you're on about, bro. Kiwior is not the answer, bro. He's been decent, but let's relax. And let's stop disrespecting players that have actually been in the Premier League and done it consistently. Do you know what I'm saying? Praise the performance, but don't start overhyping. It's jarring, bro. Like, can you not just say that the player's decent? Like, he played decently. But like all this comparison, Akanji, Saka and Foden, there's no need, bro. There's no need.
Yeah,
what is the need, bro? Just say that you like the performance. But anyway, it is what it is. Listen, Judge Footy Mo, make sure you're liking and subscribing to my guy. Big up to you, Mo. We are keeping an eye on Inter results. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, you must, because if you don't, then it's gonna be P.
Start with reminding you all that I told you I don't need a striker to win the Premier League this season. I said it here before. Now we have the highest goal difference in the Premier League this season without a Haaland or a Darwin Núñez. We are a team that creates chances a lot, and
we don't need a Haaland. We don't need a striker to win the Premier League this season. But apparently, according to Hooks, bro, we got. Listen, we got Havertz, isn't it? Havertz could do the job, bro.
I agree. I agree. Nah, this one, Northside, I agree. So if you want to cook me, feel free. But hear me out. I've got logic. Yeah, I'm gonna come at it from a logical standpoint. Yeah. So for 93% of last season, this is what you man say, not me. 93% of last season, we was better than we were just cold. Like, this is the way that we should be playing. That 93% is the way that we should be playing. That 93% that you man gas up, that we're not at the levels this season, apparently, we didn't have a striker. We didn't have a striker because we are more effective when our wingers come inside. We play inside forwards. Maybe it's best to call them inside forwards. So I don't necessarily think that we need Haaland or someone like that for us to win the league. I'm not saying that we will win the league this season, but I don't necessarily think that we need a 20-goal, 30-goal a year striker.
But you just said we're not winning the league, yeah? But then you're saying we don't need a striker. How's that?
No. I said I'm not saying necessarily we're going to win the league, because I see that you're trying to catch me out. I'm very, very, very careful with my words. I'm just not getting gassed because boy, I got gassed before the Porto game, and then I ended up on the intro of El Hour. So I'm making sure that don't happen again. But I don't think we need this, because the thing is, yeah, it's all well and good saying, oh, we need a 20, 30 goal a year striker. But then that 20 to 30 goal a year striker, that probably removes goals from elsewhere around the team. So overall, will you have more goals? I'm not so sure. And the system will automatically change because our system doesn't facilitate a natural number 9, so, or old school number 9. So, and on top of that, who is this 20 to 30 goal striker out there in the world that we can get? Because let's be completely honest, the striker market is crap. Like, there's not really that many good strikers around in world football.
All right, cool. Let's talk facts. Kai Havertz this season, 25 appearances, 6 goals. Ivan Toney, that had a ban, 6 appearances, 4 goals. In a Brentford team, not a team that's on the same level as Arsenal, 6 appearances, 4 goals. So at the end of the day...
Wait. No.
This is Premier League.
Let's not do this. How many of those games did Havertz play as a striker?
Bro, did he not get into good chances in the box? Whether you're playing striker or not, if you're in front of goal, you have to bury those chances. That doesn't take anything away from that. Regardless of where you start, if you're in a goal scoring opportunity and you don't bury that, that shows me that you're not a gunman. There was multiple times that he's been. No, but hold on. Havertz had the chance to also score against Porto as well, even from a set piece. People say he's a good header of the ball. He had 2 headers, bro, that he headed wide. Actually, one of them, I think he shouldered it out. Yeah. So Havertz at times, gets in front of goal and isn't a gunman. Are you gonna say that in front of goal, Havertz is as cold as Ivan Toney?
No.
Okay, so he brings you that. Would you say that Havertz is a better link-up play than Ivan Toney?
Come
on, this ain't even hard.
I would say maybe I'm leaning like 60-40 in favor of Toney.
You're not saying that because you want to play him in the midfield. You want to play him as a striker, and he's never shown great link-up play. But anyway, we'll go to the third one. Can Ivan Toney not score from set pieces as well?
He can.
Cool. Can Havertz do that?
Yeah, he can as well. Oh wait, do you mean taking? You mean taking the free kick?
Yeah, and scoring.
Oh, sorry, you said set pieces. So I was assuming like corners.
I'm talking about free kicks. Free kicks.
I don't know. I don't think there's any evidence of him doing it.
That's Kai Havertz scores screamers outside the box.
In the past, he has, but not for Arsenal.
Come on, bro. In every aspect, Ivan Toney's levels, and he also gives you the link-up play with Jesus. So when you're saying you're taking goals away from other players, not only can he score by himself, which he does for Brentford, he can also give you the link-up play that we got in Jesus. So he fits more the mold of what Arteta wants. When you got Havertz, you have to cater to him. If you don't feed him, he doesn't score. And to be honest, in that aspect, if we're going to play Havertz through as a number 9, we're going to play him as a striker. Aubameyang was more lethal.
But I would take Ivan Toney, but we're not going to get Ivan Toney. We're just not.
No, but you're telling me you're saying, oh, who else would we get? I'm saying when you're looking at even just looking at the stats, because stats don't even tell you the whole thing. When you're talking about stats, in terms of games to goals, Ivan Toney has been more clinical than Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz has scored in the Premier League. Kai Havertz has scored 6 goals in 25 appearances. Ivan Toney scored 4 in 6 appearances, playing for Brentford. Ivan Toney has different things about his game that brings more to the team. He's colder in goal.
But Ivan Toney is that guy for Brentford. Like, he's meant to be that guy for Brentford. Like, we didn't sign Kai Havertz to be that guy. Like, we didn't sign him.
You're going to play him as a striker. So what are we talking about here?
Yeah, because we can't. We cannot get. Okay. Unless I'm confused, we can't sign anyone right now, right? I'm pretty sure we can sign. I'm pretty sure we have to deal with the squad that we have left, right? Unless I don't know.
No, maybe there's no one else that we can get. So we're talking about the summer. No, but we're talking about the summer because you just.
Maybe I should ask you the question. What do you want?
Yeah, you said there's no one else that's gonna offer us more in front of God in terms of a striker, and I'm telling you, Ivan Toney. So we know that the transfer window is closed right now.
But we're not going to get him. It's already been reported that
it doesn't mean that you can't want him as a fan, regardless of the club.
Okay. If that's what. Okay, so if we're saying I can have whoever I want, then I would say I'll take Toney. I would take.
Yeah, him. But you said there's no one out there. You made that statement.
No. See, I'm very. That's what you said. I'm very careful with my words. I said the striker market is crap. The striker market is crap. That's what I said.
And the striker market is crap, but there's strikers out there that are way better than Kai Havertz. We already know that you can't play in the midfield, which is why you say play as a striker. And as a striker, there's better options. So what are we talking about here?
But okay. In the summer, I agree with you. There's better options for strikers than Havertz in the summer. But we are not in the summer. I was basing my statement on what we have now. So in the summer, cool. Go and buy someone else. Actually, do you know what? Do you know who I would actually take over Ivan Toney? I would take someone like Benjamin Sesko. That's who I would take. If I had a choice, who would I take? I'd take Benjamin Sesko. Because yes, Toney is this guy. Yeah, sick at link up. Yeah. All sounds great. Yeah, he can score goals. All sounds great. But yeah, I mean, he's too similar of a profile in terms of how he plays to Jesus. I feel like we already have that. So
what's that? What's that? Is he a gunman?
Yeah. He has the potential to be a gunman. And I'm someone. I'm someone who likes potential. I'm sorry, I like potential. Well, I'm someone that I'm someone who.
But when we
brings-
fought in the Premier League, those players have been more effective. When we bought Rice, been more effective. Trossard. When we bought Jesus, you know what I mean? Zinchenko, I feel like would be more effective if he's played in the midfield.
So do
You
I.
know what I'm saying? But then when you look at the players like Sesko, because Sesko to me is in the same mold of a Fabi Vieira, a Lokonga, players like this that are from abroad and we don't know what they'll do in the Premier League. So for me, that's a big risk. Why not just go and buy in the Premier League? It's worked for us better in our latest recruitment. Declan Rice, buy in the Premier League because you don't have to integrate them into the league because they know the league. And then they can perform. Kai Havertz, I just don't think he's of the level. He has contributed to the team. Not as much as I feel like for the price tag, but he has contributed to the team. When you got Fabi Vieira on the bench or Lokonga that can't get a game, all these players can't get a game. Marquinhos we bought from abroad. He was loaned out. So what's it? Listen, just buy from the Premier, buy the best of the rest. There's players out there. We could have got a Maddison, but we went for Fabi Vieira because they're trying to be too smart. We could have got a Maddison. You're telling me Maddison couldn't have played yesterday when Odegaard's dropping the stinker? Maddison's a baller. And he wouldn't have broken the bank.
Madison is a baller, but I'll be real. I lost a lot of respect for Madison because he went to them clowns. So that will never. I'm sorry, that will never revert. I'm sorry, you went to the clowns, so it's done.
Yeah, but you forgave Sol Campbell when he came and joined Arsenal, though, didn't you?
Yeah, but boy, what did Sol Campbell do for us?
Yeah, but it don't matter, bro. Like if he's a baller, he's a baller. Let's just keep it real. It doesn't matter if they are rivals or not. Do you rate the player himself?
Yeah, as a player, I rate James Maddison. I guess the one thing that would be a bit dangerous for him coming into the Arsenal team is, well, the Arsenal squad, is that he is someone who's very injury prone, and I really want us to stop signing players that are injury prone, because even players who have never been injury prone come to Arsenal and all of a sudden injury prone. So I think it would be very dangerous to sign Maddison. We probably get like maybe 10 games out of him. So yeah. But in those 10 games,
I just looked up Sesko, yeah, because you said you want Sesko, yeah, the RB Leipzig striker. In 20 appearances, he's got 7 goals.
Yeah.
If he comes to the Premier League in 20 appearances, he ain't scoring 7 goals, bro. Bigger league, better league, faster defenders, more powerful, more physical. He's only 20. Bro, he ain't scoring that. So you're buying another striker that may come good.
There you go. You said it. He's only 20. And what did I say? I like potential. I'm a potential guy. I like potential. I would much rather invest in potential that can get to, because I think Sesko could, after maybe being in the Premier League 3 to 4 years, could become that striker.
3 to 4 years. We're supposed to be going for major honors. You're talking to me about 3 to 4 years. We're supposed to be looking at 93% top of the league and seeing how can we fulfill that 7%. And you're telling me Sesko in 3 to 4 years.
Brother man.
Come on, man.
Relax, bro. Brother man, relax. Because again,
come on, man.
I would not only sign Sesko. So if you wanna sign someone else who can complement him and maybe get more goals and it's a rotation thing, fine. But I think Sesko, after being given 3 to 4 years in the Premier League, he will become a very elite, very clinical striker. And I would much prefer buying someone who is 20 that can grow into becoming that clinical striker than signing Tony, who will probably have one great season and then after that start falling off because of many reasons.
How can you predict that a player that is young is definitely going to hit his potential, but a player that's done it consistently in the Premier League is going to fall off? How did you get to that equation?
For Brentford. For Brentford.
Yeah, so what?
Because let's be real. No disrespect to Brentford. Yeah. You don't have the same level of pressure at Brentford as you do at Arsenal. You don't have the same amount of eyes on you as you do at Arsenal. So how will Tony react in that situation? We don't know, because he's never played.
But you man that wanted potential. You man wanted Mudryk. Nobody was saying, how's he going to go from the Ukrainian league to the Premier League? You man wanted him. And has he lived up to his potential? It's a big gamble.
Again. Because I'm pretty sure I said this.
Yo, is it me or is it him? I don't even know. If I buffered? I think your internet is buffering. I don't know if it's me or you. I think it's you.
Is it me?
I think it's you, bro.
All right, wait. Let me leave and come back.
Leave and come back. But yeah, listen, Familia, that's wild, man. That's wild to me. To go and get another kid. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be on what phase 4 going on phase 5, and we're gonna get another kid like we don't have in Nketiah. Do you know what I mean? Like we're gonna get in Nketiah that is, bro, that guy ain't never gonna reach his potential. Let's just keep it real. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And Nketiah's not good enough. I'm sorry. When you got a team that is competing for major honors, you need to get those missing pieces to get you over the line. Not another player that may come good that the manager needs to work with. I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? We've already got Kai Havertz, that is a player that is still the manager needs to learn to get the most out of him. I think, nah, man, we need players that are going to be able to get us over the line. And I don't think you got 3-4 years. You've got players like Saka that are going to soon be hitting their prime. They're not going to want to, they're going to want to see the club moving serious. And this is how we've lost a lot of players in the past. When we're now starting to compete and get up there, players around that are now getting into conversations about best in the world and becoming world class, they want to be around other players that are going to push the club forward and get them over the line. You know what I'm saying? Just because, listen, as fans, just because you want to see a young player that may come good, other players around are saying, yo, Saka could be like, bro, I'm what, 23? Bro, I ain't waiting until I'm 26, bro. Like I can go, Saka could command to go to a big club now. Do you know what I'm saying? And win major honors now. So if Arsenal don't move correct, this is how we lost players like Van Persie, bro. Looking around the club and saying, what are we doing? Oh, no, we're not really buying anyone. We're not really doing anything. Players ain't got forever, bro. You know what I mean? And players are motivated by different things. You don't know. Like Saka sometimes comes up in press conferences and says, I should have had a third. So he's already got a winning mentality. And he wants the club to reflect the winning mentality. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you think Saka's going to be like, oh, yeah, the way we're going to bridge Man City if we come short this season is by getting a Sesko? He's not going to say that, bro.
He's not. I agree. But again, I did say not only sign Sesko. Remember. Okay, let me ask you this. Would you rather have Sesko as a rotation option or Eddie Nketiah?
I would rather have Sesko because Nketiah is just a bum.
There we go. There's something we can agree on.
I wouldn't have him as second choice. I'd have Sesko. If I got somebody young like Sesko, it'd be third choice. I'd have Jesus and Ivan Toney. So I'd have Ivan Toney number 1, and I'd have Jesus as number 2. And then I'd have an understudy like Sesko. This is kind of why I wanted us to keep Balogun, because I wanted him to be third choice. I think the experiment with Nketiah was done. Just needed to get rid of him. Especially when Nketiah wants to be number 2. He's not good enough to be number 2. He's not even good enough to be the third choice. You know what I'm saying? But like comparing Sesko to Nketiah, that's not the level. Why didn't you compare him to Jesus? That is what we're supposed to be out there in the market.
They're different profiles.
Better than Jesus.
They're different profiles of player.
No, but ultimately it's about scoring goals, because this fan base wasn't happy when he had Giroud, a striker that scored goals but wasn't pacey. Then they weren't happy with Lacazette, a striker that had his back to goal, was good with link-up play and effort and getting stuck in but didn't score enough goals. It's about goals, bro. It's about goals. Like ultimately it's about goals, bro. And listen, if you want the link-up play, you can play Jesus, but go get me a gunman. Then you've got 2 different profiles of strikers. For some games you can go with the striker, the gunman, and other games you can go with someone like Jesus that links up play and is more effective. It all depends on games. The problem I have with this manager is he doesn't have solutions, and he's left himself short when plan A doesn't work. If Odegaard's dropping a stinker, you got Fabio Vieira. That's dropping levels, bro. He's nowhere near the level of Odegaard, and Odegaard ain't world class. If Saka's dropping a stinker, you've got Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson is levels below.
You're falling off the Mount Everest there with that one. Still. So
this is what I'm saying. Like if Rice is injured, we got El Nene. If one of our centre backs is injured, we got Kivio. Like, come on, bro. Like these men are nowhere near the level, and people are like, oh, but who's gonna sit on the bench, bro? The drop off shouldn't be that big. When you looked at the Invincibles, the drop off from the bench to the starting 11 wasn't that dramatic, bro. It wasn't that dramatic. But with Arsenal, it is. When you look at Jesus and then you compare someone like Havertz or Nketiah, the drop off is immense, bro. The drop off is immense, because even if you can tell me that,
from Jesus to Nketiah, the drop off is immense.
100%.
Yeah. I agree.
But even for Havertz, bro, because if man are going to tell me that Jesus ain't a gunman, how is Havertz a gunman? He ain't a gunman. He's not. And he's not better than him at link-up play and build-up play.
He's not a gunman, but yeah, we know my thoughts on this. He might become a gunman though.
Who?
You know who, bro?
Jesus.
No, you know who, bro. You know who.
No, who? I actually didn't hear it. Go on. Who?
No. The Don Kai, innit? You might become a gunman.
Don Kai.
Yeah. Don Kai, fam. You know what I mean?
I can't lie, we don't win nothing, yeah. People like you that are bigging up this bum, yeah. You guys deserve everything that's coming our way, bro. Because this guy's a bum, bro. He's a bum, bro. But listen, we're gonna be wrapping up soon. Listen, let me get into the first super chat. Palmer is what Kai was meant to be. Yeah, man. Listen, Kai's nowhere near the levels of Palmer, bro. And Palmer's only, you know what I mean, starting his career. Northside, I think Arsenal needs to buy players that are Premier League proven. My problem is that there are not many decent players around. Listen, there's Pedro Neto. There's Pedro Neto that we could bring in. Do you know what I'm saying? There's Maddison. Listen, move like a big club. Go get him. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't care if he's at Tottenham, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? If you want to move like a big club, go get him, bro. Do you know what I mean? Listen, there are players out there, bro. There are players out there. And I'm telling you, there's a lot more players that will be a lot more effective. And for me, yeah, ultimately, yeah, if anyone that likes this bench, this manager, bro, when you're 1-0 down against Porto, for you to only make one sub, to me, told me everything you think about your bench that you created. Like, I don't understand it, bro. I do not understand why you're not using any of them. Like, you're the one that kept them at the club or brought them to the club. You're telling me they can't do a job against Porto. If they can't do a job against Porto, let's say we beat Porto, what are they going to do if we face Inter Milan? What are we going to do if we face any club, bro? What are we going to do? Because they're deemed not good enough under this manager to come on and do a job when we're 1-0 down against Porto. So the deeper we go in the competition, the teams are only going to be harder. So what's he going to do there?
Our players are coming back, so we won't have to rely on certain options. So, but I do hear it. Jesus should be back before we face Porto in the next leg. Partey should be back before we face Porto in the next leg. Zinchenko should be back before we face Porto in the next leg, and Tomiyasu should be back before we. So we will have better options from the bench. We will be able to rotate a lot better.
But this comment here, but Northside, someone of the level of the first team player isn't going to sit on the bench and wait his turn, bro. These players, yeah, should not be getting assured that they're playing week in, week out. If you perform, you play.
That's what the manager is.
Martinelli plays over Trossard. If Trossard is sourcing, Martinelli gets dropped. This is the thing. Like, it shouldn't be just because the starting 11 is this, that it has to be this. Like, whoever comes in has to be the understudy to Jesus. No, if you're scoring goals and doing what we need you to do, Jesus gets benched, bro. And if he doesn't like it, tough luck. You got a contract. That's how it should be, bro. Like, I think that's how you lose dressing rooms. Like, managers lose dressing rooms when there's favoritism, bro. When the starting lineup are dropping stinkers and yet they get played. This manager does it as well with Trossard, yeah? Trossard had a stinker against Porto. How come he's the only player that gets dropped? Because Odegaard dropped a stinker against Porto. Loads of players dropped a stinker. How come it's only Trossard? Trossard is one of the main players that always gets taken off out of the starting lineup when he drops a stinker. I don't see this level of accountability for the rest of them. And that I don't think is right. Whether you think Saka's better than Reece Nelson, of course, we all know that he's better. But he needs to be made accountable for his performances if you're dropping stinkers.
Would you want him to start? Would you want him to start? Would you want him to start, Reece Nelson?
No, but if I see bad performances again and again, I do want players to have accountability. And just because, let's say, Fabi Vieira starts over Odegaard, doesn't mean that Odegaard can't come off the bench if Fabi Vieira is not doing a job. But players do need to be made accountable, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when it's it doesn't matter what I drop, I start. What? Yeah. Do you think these players on the bench ain't thinking? Listen, I don't think they're good enough. But do you think they're not thinking? Hold on. How come you think Trossard ain't thinking? Hold on. Martinelli can drop a stinker, yet he starts all the time. Yeah, I dropped one stinker, bro. One stinker when everybody was stinking. Yet I'm the one that gets put on the bench. You think they don't think that? They do, bro. We saw it with Ramsdale, bro. Look how upset he was losing his starting lineup position. But listen. His one was kind of justified in the sense that he kept when he didn't Ramsdale, when Raya was playing over him, when Ramsdale was getting games, he was giving the manager more reason to drop him because he was still being shaky out the back with the distribution, shots, and being erratic. Yeah. So obviously the player can only have something to come at the manager when he's performing. But like if Raya starts dropping stinkers, Ramsdale should come in, bro, because it shouldn't be Raya's gonna play regardless. Do you know what I'm saying? Like players have to fight for their positions, bro. That's how it should be at top clubs.
I think the combo
team should not be cemented, bro. It's based on what have you done for me lately, and if you're not performing, you should be dropped.
I think the combo is. Well, I think the debate should be dead now between Ramsdale and Raya. Like, I know there was a lot of Arsenal fans that had their kind of concerns about Raya and didn't really see the difference between Ramsdale and Raya. But I think that debate should be long dead by now. I mean, I saw Ramsdale throw the ball into the ground. From then, for me, you're finished. Like just for just the speed of what we want to play is very hard for Ramsdale to do, because Ramsdale is someone who, when he does something good, he reacts and kind of gets the crowd hyped up. But then what about that quick ball when he's sprayed out to the guy that's breezing down the right wing? Like, he doesn't pick that up. So that's why I think Raya does play ahead of him, because he's a lot more aware of what's happening around him. So yeah. And it seems like he can stay focused for 90 minutes, which is also something. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Listen, familia, make sure you're smashing the likes up. Make sure you're hitting the bell notification. Listen, Hooks, we say love for jumping on, my guy, and it was an early stream, so love for that. Where can the people find you, bro?
So I'm in the works of sorting out my channel. So as soon as my channel is sorted out, I guess we can start doing promo from then. But if you want to see, I guess I do some shorts on TikTok, Unitherapy. But yeah, the rebranding is coming soon, and we're coming big. We got some things patterned. I'm not gonna lie, the artwork is looking cold, so don't worry. We're coming big, and look, yeah, we've now found the guy. Yeah, we've now found the Arsenal fan. Yeah, that has the ability to turn Northside into a top gooner. We found him. He's been found. Because this is probably one of your streams where you've been the least angriest. Don't worry, we found the guy. So yeah, thanks for having me, bro. You know, I'm just good Samaritan out there saving the community. And yeah, anytime you want to bring me on, feel free, bro. I'm always available. Love for everyone watching. Make sure you slap the like button. Make sure you share, subscribe, all of that. And yeah. Bun that guy who, I don't know who he is, but bun that Somalian brother. I hope he's Somalian, but I just saw the forehead and just thought, yeah, but bun that guy, whatever he's saying, yeah. Hey, pick up. Come on.
No, man, listen, it is what it is, man. Love for jumping on. Listen, we met on Mo's channel, and yeah, it was like when we went behind the stage, like we're just talking backstage. He's like, oh, actually, not a bad guy. I'm like, I'm not, I'm just passionate. And everyone's got their way of expressing their passion, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Everyone's got their way. Some people like my way, some people don't. Either way, I'm honest with my opinion. You know what I mean? And that's all it is, bro. And on this channel, bro, I welcome anyone, even if I don't agree with you. You know what I'm saying? We can still chop it up, have a debate. You know what I mean? Go back and forth. This ain't a channel that is only people that agree with me. I quite like debates, bro, because with debates, you can see how the other side think. And yeah, man, listen, I'm not against changing my mind, but I need something substantial to change my mind. And if I don't see that, then my mind won't get changed, innit? But that's what it is, man. It's about opinions at the end of the day, man. Love for jumping on anyway, bro. I'm going to take too much more of your time. But yeah, people, make sure you're liking and subscribing. Don't be a filo da puta. Hit the like button. There's almost 200 of you locked in right now. Only 140. You know what I mean? Let's at least get it to 160, 170. You know what I'm saying? Listen, não seja filo da puta. Yeah, não me estressa a minha cabeça. Yeah, get the likes up. Hit the bell notification. Big up to everyone with the super chat. And listen, we're out, caramba. Love.
No, man.